Let's go, Smitty. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news just a few moments ago. The Philadelphia Eagles have inked another big-time contract extension. Give me your thoughts and reactions down below to the Eagles signing DeVonta Smith to a 3-year, $75 million contract extension per Ian Rappaport. That includes $51 million in guaranteed money. Deal was done by Kelt Crenshaw of Clutch Sports, and Smitty is in Philly for years to come. In addition to that, Ari here says that the Eagles and DeVonta Smith have agreed to a 4-year, $90.59 million extension, keeping him in Philly through 2028. And people are like, oh, well, is it 3 years? Is it 4 years? Essentially what happened here, as Ari says, is that DeVonta had his 5th-year option of $15.59 mil picked up, and then they added the 3-year extension on top of that. So total, it comes out to $90+ million. And my instant reaction to this is 100% deserved. I talked about it on one of the last videos. I referenced that, DeVonta Smith, okay, let me just speak for a second if I will, is probably the most underrated player in the league. This guy comes in 2021 as a top 10 pick, and there's a lot of expectation, but he's always been the number 2, outside of his rookie year, right? Like he's a number 1 on a team that already has a number 1, and that is why he gets thrown under the radar. The guy comes in and he sets the Eagles rookie receiving record where there's been some, pretty good seasons before, but he goes for 916 yards in his rookie year with 5 touchdowns. And obviously, he was asked to be the guy. There was big shoes to step into, right? And then they get A.J. Brown. And what does he do? The last 2 seasons, he goes for 1,000 yards each season plus with 7 touchdowns each season. And again, this is on a team with A.J. Brown. So imagine if DeVonta was on any other team, or imagine if he was here and he was the guy, right? He could have 2,000 yards. That is how good he is. Sure hands, great route runner, and really just the ultimate player, ultimate weapon in this offense. You never know what to expect out of him, right? I mean, he has some of these really big games, and the chemistry continues to develop with Jalen Hurts. Now, what I will say on top of that, and another reason I'm happy Smitty is here to stay, is he's a very likable guy. Like, he's a great locker room guy, stays quiet, stays to himself, doesn't do the whole partying life and going out and getting in trouble. He is just focused on his craft. And for a guy that's 25, 26 years old to be here now for another 4 seasons, I mean, it is absolutely incredible. And you build stability, right? You look at the Eagles depth chart. I mean, DeVonta Smith is here. A.J. Brown is here through 2026 and hopefully longer, but he'll be 30 at that point. So he's here right in his prime. DeVonta's 25, 26 years old. Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. You are building an absolute stud of a core. And, it's Howie's world. We are just living all in it. And I say that jokingly, but literally, like, he continues to make this stuff happen. We knew the extension was coming, but, to have DeVonta here, to have that stability for a guy who right now is having one of the best starts to a career is incredible. And again, I really, really do want to give him the credit because I think it goes under the radar. Right now you have A.J. DeVonta Parker, you pick up this all season, Paris Campbell, they might draft another guy, but it doesn't matter. With A.J. and DeVonta, you should be unstoppable on a weekly basis. And I want to go back to DeVonta for a second, and I think this is a great point here from Ari again. He says this is what the Eagles do. Philly is proactive, recognizing that Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and others are about to get big contracts, so they move quicker. They are the first step in the door, and they say, well, we're going to set the market. We're going to set the precedent, because if some of these guys get paid, then we have to shell out more cash. And it's just a very smart deal from both sides. We thought it was going to be in, the $95, $100 million range. And honestly, I feel like the Eagles kind of got him on a bit of a discount because he has been damn good. Like I said, DeVonta Smith has to be one of the most underrated players in the entire league, and he has done nothing but come in here and produce, even in tough situations, and he is going out there like a professional every single week, and it makes me feel like he could go down eventually as one of the best Eagles of all time. I really do believe that, and I hope he's here for the long haul. Obviously, the whole draft thing with New York, like, it was very interesting, but he's happy to be here, and I'm damn sure he's happy to be a Philadelphia Eagle rather than a New York Giant. So that's kind of where we are at, man. Shout out to Smitty for getting this done. Very well deserved. This was like the last domino that had to fall. And at the end of the day, I mean, you know, you're building that stability. And when it all comes down to it, the Eagles didn't have a 1,000-yard receiver for 8 seasons, right? Jeremy Maclin did it in 2014. They didn't have one for 8 years. And now they've had 2 in back-to-back seasons, which is how you do it. So shout out to Smitty. I'm taking him next year to maybe win Offensive Player of the Year. That's how high I am on DeVonta Smith in this offense. Continue to prioritize him. And if you want to take him to be Offensive Player of the Year, or maybe any other player on this prolific Eagles offense, you got to use BetMGM. And shout out to our great sponsor, BetMGM. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up with our code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets. If you don't win your first bet, you'll get parlay, selection features, live betting options, player props, daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up, download the app, use our code ATOZPA, and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Ladies and gentlemen, he's here to stay. Smitty is a Philadelphia Eagle, and I could not be happier to have this core going into the future. Give me your thoughts down below. A to Z Sports Philly. Like the show, subscribe. That being said, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.